Hey guys, welcome back to Maverick Watch Reviews, and thanks for joining me on this finally pretty cool Sunday morning. Today I've got the G-Shock Mudmaster Team Land Cruiser Toyota Autobody, and these are meant to commemorate the Dakar Rally. This specifically is a 2022 version. I think G-Shock and Toyota have done, another version before this, I believe. Anyway, this is the 2022 iteration of that collaboration. This is model number GWG-2000TLC-1A. Technically, it's 1AJR because this is the JDM version. Now, just a couple things. This is a limited edition version. This one is specifically made for the Japanese market. Now, these are not only going to be available in the Japanese market. These are available worldwide, but this particular model was meant for the Japanese market. Again, they are limited edition, so they are pretty expensive now. They're not going to make as many of these, obviously, as they're going to make of the regular Mudmaster. People have been snapping these things up like crazy. So I will give you a coupon code near like the middle to the end of the review if you want to get this or any of the other watches over at Shopping Japan. It's a nice little coupon code. It'll save you a little bit of money, but just kind of prepare yourself for the sticker shock of how expensive this is compared to the other Mudmasters. I mean, it's a Toyota collaboration. It's a really cool looking watch, a really neat colorway, and I think that's why people wanted to get it, because Land Cruisers are just insanely popular right now. I mean, people love a Toyota Land Cruiser, and I think the fact that G-Shock, which is really tough, Land Cruiser, which is really tough, they combined forces and made a baby, which is this. People just can't get enough of these things. So anyway, I wanted to review one of these ever since they came out. Had a hard time getting one. Again, I want to thank Shopping in Japan for sending me this review unit. And again, stay tuned to like the end of the video, and I'll give you that coupon code and some other information. Anyway, guys, I wanted to review this thing ever since they came out. Again, it's a limited edition version. I'm super excited. These are really, really cool and really, really hot right now and very expensive. I'm not gonna lie to you. Let's check this thing out. All right, guys, we'll get into this thing, but first check out my Amazon shopping channel if you like any of the other watches I've reviewed on my channel. As y'all know, I get a piddly little small commission from Amazon if you buy anything from my Amazon store, so I definitely appreciate it. As usual, I'll go ahead and tell you all the 7 specs you need to know, and then we'll dive deeper into this thing. First, I'm not a fan of the packaging. Guys, this is almost a $1,000 watch, and you're just getting a basic cardboard box. I mean, I'm not expecting like a cherry wood hand engraved watch case or anything, but damn, just a cardboard box for almost $1,000 watch. I mean, yeah, I guess a cardboard box is cool. You see the Team Land Cruiser right there with all the different sponsors on it. You got Team Land Cruiser right here in silver. Here's the side. Here's the bottom. I mean, not much to tell you, man. I was a little disappointed. Actually, I was very disappointed because I like a good presentation, man, especially for a watch this expensive. You got G-Shock right there in red, like that metallic paint. Here's a side. You got that like sun and sand and mud kind of motif all over the watch box, kind of like that splatter pattern. There you go. There's TLC, Toyota Land Cruiser, Team Land Cruiser, Toyota Autobody right there. All right, let's go ahead and open this up. I mean, come on, man, really? Actually, this came in plastic. I actually took the plastic off already, but let me go take the watch out. All right, in the bottom, you get the Japanese manual. There you go. That's how you definitely know this is meant for the Japanese market. There you go. Go ahead and put everything back here. And another way you know it's meant for the Japanese market is Japanese markets come with these little hang tags for the strap right there. Let me go ahead and take that off real quick. Okay, put that over there. So there you go. There's your first look at the thing, man. Really cool. Really cool looking watch. Even though this is the negative display, it's kind of got that like really light kind of, I don't know what color, kind of green or blue that is, teal, I guess, display, which is incredibly legible. But let me go ahead and give you all the 7 specs you need to know, then we'll talk about this much more in depth here. You're looking at a 54.4 millimeter resin and stainless steel case. It's 16.1 millimeters thick. It's 61.2 millimeters lug to lug. The strap is a proprietary resin, water resistance, which of course is 200 meters, which is about 660 feet. You get the 5678 module with about a 6-month battery reserve and 25 months in power save mode if you were just to take this and put it in your drawer and leave it for a couple years. Once you brought it out of the drawer, exposed it to light, it was whir back to life there and go to the correct time. You do get a sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. And again, all the other specs you want, check down there in the description field. It's got a ton of stuff, altimeter, barometer, thermometer, compass, all sorts of, logs and altimeter logs and all sorts of other stuff you can do. Double LED light with Neobrite, all sorts of really cool stuff. So make sure you check down there in the description field if you want to see all of the specs for this watch, and there are quite a few. So guys, I like this watch. One, wasn't really crazy about the kind of lackluster packaging, but I do love the overall look. I love the colorway with that red on the hand. You got the little red second hand there. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of the IP-coated laser etched bezel because the G-Shock word right there is kind of obscured a little bit. I mean, if you see it in the right light, you can see where it says G-Shock. I don't know if I'm honestly a big fan of that laser etching on this stainless steel bezel. I mean, some of y'all are going to like it. Some of y'all are going to hate it. Some of y'all are not going to care. I think I would have honestly just preferred just the regular stainless steel bezel with no IP coating or laser etching on it. But I do like the actual colorway. All the indexes are nice and white, really easy to read. The hands are white. It's a really legible watch as compared to some of the other Mudmasters where those indexes are not white. I think this is just a little bit easier to read. Of course, this thing is, overbuilt like a tank. The only other thing I really didn't like is the crown. See, the crown, it's got these 3 little sections that are knurled. And so it makes it kind of hard to unscrew and screw it back in because only 3 sections. It's kind of like a yoke in a way. As you can see, it's not a completely circular crown. It's only got 3 little sections here that kind of protrude out that you can grip onto. Maybe that's on purpose. It probably is. So the crown is not easily unscrewed. I'm guessing that's probably why they did that. But it does make it kind of hard to unscrew that crown because only 3 sections have knurling on it. The rest of the buttons and pushers are fantastic. Tons of grip on there. Really nice. Of course, you got the light button here. Got tons of knurling on that. Really easy to push. All of those protectors are carbon core guard right there. As you can see the little flecks of carbon in there. Let me go around the rest of the case. There are some more buttons. The buttons have a metal shroud around each one of them. There's your sensor button right there and that blue accent. So the red, white, and blue is basically the Team Land Cruiser colors. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. But I mean, it's really cool, really industrial looking, futuristic, I mean, built like a tank looking watch. There you go, forged carbon right there. Let me go ahead and open it up. Now for a limited edition watch, I would have expected maybe a metal keeper, but this is just your standard plastic little keeper. I was like, what? I was kind of surprised when I saw that. That splatter pattern continues on the strap. Of course, you got a double tang and buckle here, which is pretty cool. Again, you got forged carbon. It's got like a, it looks like a diamond plate kind of, yeah, like a diamond plate pattern on the strap. Let's go on the other side here. There you go. There is your Team Land Cruiser logo, mud resist. Again, more splatter, more kind of like a diamond plate type of texture. Let's flip it over. Pretty cool. They're actually like little channels here for the sweat to get away from your wrist. Really cool case back. Love the case back. See, it says Sapphire Crystal, Tough Solar. There's the Team Land Cruiser logo again. You got 2 dedicated buttons. You got a dedicated compass button and a dedicated altimeter button over here on the right-hand side. And then, of course, there are all your other buttons, your mode button and your display and all that other stuff. Pretty cool, man. Really, really neat watch. The functionality is very similar to this one, my Titanium Pro Trek. As you can see, the modules are very, very similar. This is a 5578. This is a 5678. I mean, I think functionally they're almost identical. I'd have to look and see exactly what the differences between the two. They're both triple sensor. They got dedicated altimeter and compass buttons, dual illuminators. I mean, they're literally almost identical inside. Of course, this obviously has a titanium bracelet, and it's just, it's a little bit older. But I mean, and G-Shock and Casio do that a lot. They put different modules in the same watch all the time. So you might see one watch with the same module as another watch. It might just look different. Oceanus does that as well. Like, I think the latest Frogman, there's an Oceanus model that has the exact same module in it. That analog Frogman that they have, there's an Oceanus model that has the exact same module. So Casio uses the same module in a lot of different watches. And sometimes it might be like 1 or 2 numbers off, but it's technically the same module. Because they make so many different watches, so many different styles of watches that they can't, create a brand new module for each individual style. It just wouldn't be cost effective for them to do that. So you would see this module in a ton of different watches. Again, it might be a 5678, it might be a 5576, it might just be a couple numbers off, but functionally it's going to be roughly the same. So what else I was going to tell you about this thing? It's a neat co-branding with Toyota. That's really cool. I mean, people love G-Shock watches. People love Toyotas, especially the Land Cruisers. And of course, they love G-Shocks. Combining the two was just a no-brainer, I'm sure, in G-Shock and Toyota's minds. Just a really, really cool looking watch. And again, it's not cheap. This particular version, guys, is not a cheap watch by any means, just because it is a limited edition. So what else was I going to tell you? I was going to tell you something else about the case, and I forgot what it was. I don't think there's anything kind of super important. These straps are proprietary straps, by the way. I'm sure you can go to J's and K's and a couple other places and get like this put on a NATO, get a NATO setup for it, get some adapters or something like that. But I mean, as a strap goes by itself, it's plenty long. It's really tough. It's really comfortable. Again, I'm not quite sure why they went with this generic, really cheap, honestly, keeper right here. I mean, you got such an expensive watch. I don't know why they did that. Let me go ahead and go through the basics modes here. So you're looking, here's your time mode. All right. Now you're going to your barometer. And if you see that line going down, that means bad weather is coming. If you see the line going up, it means fair weather, nice weather's coming. There's your temperature. Now I've been handling and messing with this watch for about 10, 13 minutes now. So it's the temperature's gone up a little bit. If you want to get an accurate reading, and I say this in every watch I review that has a thermometer, you have to take it off your wrist for about 20 minutes, which kind of defeats the purpose of having a watch with a thermometer on it. Anyway, take it off your wrist for about 20 minutes. You'll get a more realistic, accurate reading of the temperature. Of course, you can also see this displayed in Celsius as well. Recall, these are for your different altimeters. Like if you want to see, how long your hike was and what altitudes were you on a hike, you can do all that type of stuff. Stopwatch, really simple stopwatch. You just push it right there, start, and then stop. If I can get my finger in there. There we go. Go ahead and reset it. There we go. So I want to reset that. There's your timer. I think it has a 24-hour timer, I believe. 1 of 5 alarms. You can go ahead and cycle through them down here. So all the alarms are off. And then you have the signal, which is coming up. And then there's the signal, which I have on. That's the hourly chime that I love so much. You all make fun of me for it. I just love that hourly chime you get on Casio and G-Shock watches. All right. Let's go back over here. World time. Now let me see which one of these. If I press one of these, I can swap between different world times. And I can't remember which button it is. Let me see which button it is real quick. So you press up here D, and it should display city. Yep, it's gonna swap. There we go. There we go. So right now, that's my home time here on the East Coast. If I wanted to swap it to, I think I have it set for Tokyo, I just press and hold, and it swaps it. You just see the hour hand move. There you go. So now it's, 8:16 in the morning, I believe, in Tokyo, because they're like, 12 or 13 hours ahead of us. Anyway, you do that when you're in the world time mode. Go back over here. The last reception, the radio reception, was on the 28th. Gosh, this thing hadn't gotten a signal in a long time. So for about 2 weeks. So of course, remember, it was in transit from Japan for about a good week and a half of that. So anyway, it'll normally get this at, around 2 or 3 o'clock every night for you. Anyway, it just shows you the last time it got the signal. Of course, you can start a manual reception if you want to do that. In fact, let me show you how to do that if I remember correctly. I think you press and hold this button. Yep, receive. And you'll see the receive RC with the exclamation point. It's going to start trying to get it now. It'll show you the different levels of how strong the signal is. Again, it's best to do this, just let it automatically do it in the middle of the night, because it can get that signal much better from Fort Collins, Colorado. And it's trying to do it right now. If it even shows a level, I'll be shocked. It'll say L1 or L2. Yep, there you go, L1. There you go. Now, in order for it to be able to receive the signal, I think it has to be like at least a L3 or at least a L2. I think it's at least a L2. Anyway, it's not going to be able to do it, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of it. There we go. Now you're back to the regular time. Now, for some reason, say your hands are in the way, and in the way of the digital display, you can go here. Well, first of all, if you want to go back to time mode, and no matter what mode you're in, you just press and hold. It goes time. It brings you back to the time mode. So say I'm over here and I'm in temperature, and I want to get back to time. Press and hold. It'll say time. Boom. And it also tells you, see it says M, that means my battery's on medium. That tells you how much battery life you have left. So if I want to do a hand switch, I press the light button, and then I believe I press B, is that right? Let me see here. Yep, there you go. There's your hand shift feature. So I'll demonstrate it again. I just pressed any button. You can press any button to get back. So you press and hold the light button, then you press B. There you go. And the hands shift out of the way. And of course, just press any button to get back. There you go. So guys, y'all have seen these Mudmasters before. I love them. They're purposely just built like a tank like this. Really cool looking watch. Honestly, I don't know if I would spend literally an extra, $500 or $600 just for a different colorway. But if you gotta have it, maybe you have a Land Cruiser and you want this, to be kind of like, a little accessory to your Land Cruiser. I don't know. I don't know if I would spend an extra $500 or $600 just for a different colorway. This doesn't offer any extra functionality over a regular Mudmaster. This is the upgraded model over I think a version that came out a couple years ago. This has a stainless steel bezel. But it's up to you. It's really up to you. But I definitely want to thank Shopping in Japan for sending me this model. I really appreciate it. Now, here's what we're going to do. Let me tell you about this coupon code. All right. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, let me try it on real quick. I know it's going to fit. Good looking watch, man. Remember, I have an 8-inch wrist. Everybody always asks, I have an 8-inch wrist. Yeah, I got a fat wrist. I got it. I get it. Fat wrist. I know. Yada, yada, yada. Anyway, there you go. All right. We go ahead and kill the studio light. Let's kill the monitor. Let me show you this Lume real quick. And then we'll talk about this coupon code. All right. Now, if you notice, the indexes are not glowing. There's the dual Lume right there. There's your LED. Now, the LED, obviously, it lights up the face of the watch, and there's another LED underneath the display. So it's a double LED, and then all the hands and those 12, 3, and 6 indexes are covered in Neobrite, which is Casio / G-Shock's proprietary Lume. I think I've got it set on auto illuminate. Yep, I do. There you go. So if you tilt it, I think more than 15 degrees, it automatically lights up for, I think, either 1 to 3 seconds, I believe. This one might be the 2 to 4. Anyway, there you go. So there's your Lume. Now, let's talk about this coupon code. Now, I used to have a coupon code with Shopping in Japan a long time ago. I think it was MAV20 off. That has been updated and upgraded. So now, if you spend $300 or more with Shopping in Japan on anything, any watch, anything they have, $300 or more, you now get a flat $30 off. So that's definitely going to cover your shipping from Japan. It'll definitely, it'll take a little bit of the bite out of the high prices these days. Again, it's going to be MAV 30 off, And again, that's when you spend $300 or more over at shopping in Japan. Again, MAV30 off. So remember that coupon code. I think, honestly, the other one still works, but I think the other one, if I remember correctly, you had to spend like $500 or more, and that was only $20 off. So this is definitely an upgrade to that coupon code. So if you want to get one of these, head on over to Shopping in Japan. They'll be happy to do business with you. And I'll make sure to put a link in the description field so you can head on over there if you want to pick one of these up again. And guys, as always, make sure you like and subscribe. If you like my content, make sure you click that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new review. And guys, that's been about it for this one. Again, this has been the G-Shock Mudmaster Team Land Cruiser Toyota Autobody, again, to commemorate the 2022 Dakar Rally. And this is model number GWG-2000TLC-1A. And guys, with all that said, I will see you on the next review. Take care. Bye-bye.